Hi, my name is Jody Bunting and welcome to Dieting on a Budget. Now the foods on this table are the correct foods for a general metabolic type, okay, but they really are focusing on budget. Now this little shop here is from Tesco, okay, but maybe Asda will be a little bit cheaper, Sainsbury's a little bit more expensive, but roughly it will be taking a few pence out of it. It'll be all the same at all the different supermarkets because it is value branded goods, okay. So this is shopping for 1 week for one person, okay, and my bill for this came to £23.18. I'm not sure whether you can see that or not, okay. I've got a couple of reduced items, but everything else is full price, so maximum will be £25 for this shop. And obviously you may not like the things exactly that I like, but this is my weekly food shop, guys, so please don't think I've just got a load of foods together just for the video, because this really is a week of my shopping. Okay, now once we've gone through the foods, I just want to say at the beginning, if there's two people doing this shop, you don't need to spend £25 each. What you need to do is probably add an extra £10. Things like the onions, things like the porridge, things like the milk would actually go for two. Add an extra £10, probably three, maybe four people, okay? So don't think it's 25 per person, it's 25 for your basics and then add on for the extra people. Okay, but if you are on your own, this is all it's going to cost you guys, £25 maximum. Okay, we're going to start off with the carbohydrates, which are at the front here. Okay, we have some oats. Okay, so this is just value brand oats, which you're going to use for porridge. Okay, then we have the wheat replacement, guys, which is oat cakes. Now these are Staffordshire, North Staffordshire oat cakes, but I'm sure most places in the area will be able to get oat cakes. We have brown rice, okay. It is quite tasty, guys, and it really is filling as well. Obviously with the metabolic diet you can't have too much, but again a nice little serving of that will do you well. Okay, moving on to the fats slightly, we go on to peanuts. Okay, these the reason I've got peanuts really are for the price. The cheapest nut you can get. There are some value nuts. These were 51p, but I think for 21p you can get value nuts if they're in. Obviously they're so cheap, so they go sell out quite quickly, especially with the children and things. So you can get value, you get value. Now the most important thing, you're just using these for protein. So when you're having an apple, when you're having a banana, you're just literally having a tiny little handful of these. Okay, so don't have the whole bag because that will be disastrous and you definitely won't lose weight. Okay, we have some plain rice cakes. These obviously you can get salt and vinegar, you can caramel, plain. You're going to put a piece of ham on those and have them as a little snack. Okay, now I bought a bottle of bottled water. This was 21p just for still natural water. It's not mineral water, but if you really cannot stand tap water, then go for bottled water, though personally I recommend tap water. If you put your tap water in the fridge, you can find it more palatable. Obviously, if you're in a hard water area, then you need to maybe invest in a water filter. But that, again, that's not a big problem. Moving on to dairy, I have some low-fat natural yogurt. Again, this is the cheapest one. If you want to spend a little bit more money, you can get full-fat natural yogurt or even Greek-style yogurt, okay? So what we're going to do with this, by the way, guys, I've got some reduced pineapple chunks, and I'm just going to mix those together. Obviously, it would be better if you bought your own pineapple, but for budget-wise, get the reduced fruit, mix it with your yogurt at home, and you're on to a winner. Okay, within our dairy section, we have full-fat milk. Now, please check your metabolic type. For protein types, you're definitely going to be having full-fat milk. Okay, if you're carbohydrate type, then obviously you need to check for semi. We have some full-fat butter here. Okay, we also have some normal mild cheddar cheese. Again, I'm thinking about price when it comes to the cheese. Now we have eggs. Okay, these are value eggs. There are a lot of publicity at the moment for reasons not to have value eggs, but today we are talking about budget, and again, dieting on a budget. What's more important? Maybe you can think about the quality and investing in your food once you've lost a stone or so. Okay, but initially maybe you can go for those budget brands. Okay, moving on to proteins. We have bacon here. So this is normal back bacon. Smoked mackerel fillets, okay, the cheapest fish you can get. Again, really, this is where you're going to get your omega-3. So weekly you need to have some dark fish, guys. So this is where that important omega-3 comes from. We've got some diced thigh turkey. Okay, again, that's actually going to be quite tasty once you pop it in the pan with some vegetables. We've got some cooked ham here. We've got some chicken roll. Okay, now these are both value brands, and roughly they're 70% meat. Okay, so that is only 70% meat. If you're looking at these pork chops, obviously 100%. These have got water in, they might have other additives and things. Okay, so please be careful. But obviously this is much better than going for chocolate, and a lot more expensive as well to have a slice of ham instead of a probably 50p chocolate bar. Now I'm just going to ruin my display and get to the bottom here. These are my fresh pork chops. They were reduced down to £1.29, but full price they're only £2.56 anyway. And obviously that's going to last you maybe a couple of meals if you have 1.5 chops, because they're quite big there as well. Now, moving back onto carbohydrates, I forgot to mention this. This is very, very interesting. These are Ryvita Originals, and the cost for these were actually cheaper than the Tesco own brand. You have to be very, very careful with supermarket pricing, because the supermarket ones are normally smaller quality and lower price, and you think, oh yes, they're much cheaper. But when you start dividing it up, some of the branded products are actually cheaper. So please be careful, please be on price watch all the time. On all the supermarket labels, I have noticed now it says the price per 100 grams, so always have a look at that, and then you'll know the real price. Moving on to our vegetable section, okay, which is quite big. If you look at the table, it's actually quite divided up. We've got a small amount of dairy, probably about 50% protein here in the middle, a few carbs at the front, and then lots and lots of veg. It's obviously physically bigger. And I must say, a lot of the value brands are bigger bags as well, so this will definitely last you 2 weeks. Or when it comes to the onions, let me show you these. Okay, bargain of the onions, lots and lots of onions. You can have roast onions, you can have them in your salad. So lots and lots of onions, nice, cheap. This probably will last a month, okay? Then at the front here we have potatoes. I'm probably going to say there's about £2 worth here. These were on offer at 69p, half price potatoes, but again there is a value brand which is just a few more pence cheaper, more expensive than that. Look at this huge bag of carrots, okay? Carrots obviously are very good for you, very filling. I love carrots. This will probably last me 2 weeks. Okay, moving on. I mentioned the pineapple chunks here, but again, any sort of reduced chunks that you have. Broccoli was half price, just 44p for that big stem. Personally, that will probably be 2 servings for me. You may go to 4. Right, we've got some apples again. These are snacking apples, small piece of cheese, apple, piece of ham. Okay, so these are definitely your metabolic typing snacks. Bananas on the back here, value bananas. There's probably about 8 in there. Okay, you only really want 1 a day, if that. Okay, so please be careful with bananas. We have sprouts. Okay, Brussels sprouts. Again, I picked these up because they were 30-something pence to a half price, and again, they are in season. And then finally in my shopping list, baked beans. Okay, again, they are processed, but again, for quality of protein, carbohydrate mix, and again, cheapness, fillingness on a diet, baked beans are probably the #1 foods. Okay, so this is my diet. Okay, this is my weekly shop. If you've got any questions, log on to fatfactor.co.uk. Thank you very much. My name is Jody Bunting.